gonna drop down like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop low. Drop low to the floor. Oh, now we're the same height.
Nice.
We're the same height.
I'm a little lower than you are, but are we going?
We're going.
We're going and
We're on our
flowing.
We're on our low riders right now.
Got the race simulator going.
Stu Scheuneman. Stu.
You gotta make a shoosh. It's a Scheuneman brand douche. 56 of the Scheuneman show. I've been very excited to record this kind of episode because it feels like it's been years since a classic little episode has occurred. We've just been pumping out all kinds of guests and interviews, and
which is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. I mean, we have so much to bring the people in on, and we gotta it's like we have the month of March. What month is it? March? Is that?
It's about to be April.
Yeah, fucking beginning of April, March / February review. We're gonna talk about some things that have been going down that we couldn't have talked about when we had all these lovely folks in to talk to them about them and their lives and their careers and their
everyday things.
I almost just made a joke that we don't make these days.
Speaking of things that we haven't really talked about, we got the sound back, we think.
Oh yeah, please, for the love of God, if the sound is as bad as it has been the last 2 weeks, then I'm gonna jump off the roof. And this is only 2 stories, so I'm just gonna break a bone out of anger. But we apologize for the mix-up there. We don't know what happened. As we both knew, the fix was literally easy. I don't even know if we did anything to fix it.
I don't think so either.
I think we just got unlucky. Maybe corrupted audio file or something.
Fuck you or something.
Yeah, there were just GarageBand or fucking Premiere was just like, nah, fuck you, dude. These episodes are just gonna sound shitty. Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into, and we're going to do it in a short amount of time because it is late here. We're drinking energy drinks at like 11 p.m. Yeah. And we're on to bigger and better things. So we're not going to fight each other like we did last time. I'm not going to talk about how
there's been a lot of excitement going on.
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
Even though the sound has been shit.
But let's just start out with something that the people can enjoy. I have a story to tell the people.
Story time.
And you. Starting off with a story time.
Let me get my energy drink, get all hyped up for this.
Take a sip, everybody sit down, relax, get in your chairs, get your
just
popcorn.
Breathe.
Stroke your little wiener or your clit, whatever you got.
You can stroke a clit?
I think so. I mean, stroke. How do you define? This isn't the only stroke, right?
No,
you can stroke like this.
Stroke, yeah.
So you can stroke really anything that you want to stroke.
Yes, you could.
But wow, we're in hot.
Story time.
So story time with the boys. So,
grab the
Marquise. I have this female friend. We're friends with her as well. We're gonna leave the names out because I don't know if she wants her beans spilled. But we're not talking girlfriend. This is literally just a female friend. Now, we've been friends for a while, and I ran into her at her work, and she hooked me up with some free food, which we love. And I was talking to her about how she's been and all that good stuff, and she started telling me about how she had been talking to this guy recently and a new man in her life that she met at the bar. I'm talking to her, and she's telling me about this new guy in her life, and she met him at a bar, and she was telling me that some crazy things went down between him and his life and between the two of them. And I guess I'll just start out by saying it was new. They had hooked up a couple times, I think, and they were like in that talking phase. He was clean off of drugs. He had been sober for a little bit. He used to have a problem with, I think, a few different types of drugs. He was sober, and one day he kind of just like fell off the face of the earth. She stopped hearing from him. He went dark.
So were they like?
I think they were like talking every day type shit.
Yeah, that's
and so
you knew I was gonna say.
To not hear from him was like strange.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "What the fuck?" It's a little blurry to me because I don't know exactly how she ended up finding out this information, but pretty much she stopped hearing from him, and I think like 6 days go by, and she's like, "What?
No
the,
hear?
what? Yeah,
No.
no, didn't hear from him for 6 days, and then all of a sudden she gets told about where he's been. He relapsed
Mm.
on
Jeez.
methamphetamines, and he hadn't slept in 6 days, and he was high on meth, big relapse, big bender, and that ended up causing him to just completely switch up, turn into a completely different kind of person. And I guess he ended up shooting or killing. I think he just like stabbed like a box truck driver, and that box truck driver was traveling with. It was a woman that he stabbed, and she was traveling with her husband and her 12-year-old son. And so he stabbed her at the gas station while she was getting gas, and the father and the son were in the gas station, and they come out and see him running all around like a crazy person, and see the wife and mother dying on the floor.
Gosh.
And so that's
bro.
horrible
Yeah.
already. And so the dad sees him and he's like, "Oh hell no, this motherfucker's gonna get it."
Yeah.
And he tackles the fuck out of him, right? Or no, I'm sorry. He starts running after the guy who killed his wife, and he starts running after him and starts like to question him. And then the methed out dude tackles the dad, and so they start getting into the scuffle and this fight on the ground. And they're going back and forth, hitting each other and shit.
What the fuck?
12-year-old son's just watching.
Yeah, like what the
And he's like, "What is going on?" What? But this 12-year-old son was like a G, I guess, because he was. I mean, I'd be freaked out in that situation. I wouldn't even know what to think as a 12-year-old. But I guess he was watching this whole fight. Meanwhile, it's being recorded by other people.
what the
I
fuck?
saw the video.
What about the girl that's
So the girl's dead.
she died?
Yeah, she's dead. He killed her, and so that's why they're tackling each other back and forth. And so the guy is on top of. We'll call the guy that's methed out. That's Meth Man, and the guy who is the father and husband.
Yeah.
I will just call that the father. So the Meth Man is on top of the father, and they're fighting each other, and the 12-year-old son's just watching, and the 12-year-old son goes, "Dad, toss me your gun."
No.
And so the father gets his gun out, and meanwhile, Meth Man's just so fucking stupid, crazy, and methed out that I don't think he even realized what he had been said, like the gun part. He's like, "Toss me the gun," the 12-year-old son, and he's like, "All right." And so he tosses him the gun, and the 12-year-old son points it at the Meth Man and shoots him. So kills the Meth Man. Dad's okay, and that's pretty much just what went down. So this crazy dude that was dateable and like normal 6 days ago completely short-circuited and turned into a murderer.
Bro.
Just went crazy because he
That
didn't
is
sleep and he was on
wild.
meth. Yeah, it was insane. And we went to school with this girl, and she was just telling me the story, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was asking her these questions. I was like, "Was he like normal?" Like, and she was like, "Yeah." I mean, it didn't seem like crazy to me
Yeah.
at the time, and
Yeah, because she was with him. Like,
yeah. So clearly, he wasn't like he changed.
yeah, big time.
And I guess people started finding out because this was like a news story. Like I think this made some headlines, and so people started finding out who he had been like dating before all this, and
Oh,
they started
fuck.
coming for her
No way.
because I guess people didn't put it together that like maybe he wasn't always fucking insane person.
Yeah.
So they started coming for her, and it didn't really make things better because she was like, I guess she wasn't sticking up for him, nor am I, but she was like, he was not always like this. Like he's changed. Like
Yeah.
he relapsed and then went on a bender and didn't sleep for 6 days. So like that's not who I was with. This is a whole different person. And people were like attacking her online and everything, and it was crazy.
Dude, that would be some shit, bro.
Dude, I can't even imagine. Like, someone you think you know, or at least kind of know, and then they just go and do some crazy shit
Well, not
like
everybody
that.
knows that she didn't even speak to him for 6 days straight.
Yeah, she didn't know where he was or what he was doing. But like, this is all I'm being told this while I'm getting the fucking sub, and I'm like, dude, this is
I
like
just want my fucking my
give me
sub,
that
bro.
Club Supreme. I was, but it was insane to me, and I'm just like, dude, that kid is not gonna be okay. Like, that's
No.
hardcore trauma.
That's
Lost
the thing.
his
He's
mom.
gonna grow up and like even talking about that. They're just like even knowing what actually like coming to realization of what happened that day.
Yeah. I bet
Gonna
that
hit,
he's gonna block that out hardcore. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
that's what the brain does to try and
Well, the
protect you
father,
from trauma.
bro,
Like,
is-
oh yeah, that too. I mean, I'm glad that the kid and the father didn't get hurt, but mentally that's bad.
Yeah, that's just. I bet he looks differently at like gas stations and. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll probably have like PTSD about going in the gas stations.
Keeping
That's a
his
good
son
point.
close all the time though.
Yeah, I bet he's gonna block that out hardcore, and it's crazy to think that like some states would like charge the kid. Like, I'm sure that there's some really liberal states that would be like, no, you shot a man. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? Like, I was trying to protect my family,
Yeah, man.
and it's just crazy to me to think like, I'm sure that there's not many states at all that would actually get him in trouble, but I'm pretty certain that there's probably a place or a city that would be like, all right, well, you got to at least go to like a detention center or something for a second. But from what I hear, he's totally fine and free. But
self-defense, especially if your dad getting into.
It's a crazy world, dude. And so that was just totally wild. And I heard that like a couple of days ago, so I figured I'd open the episode with that.
No, that is wild. That's really wild, and that's another thing about gun laws and how things are too. I mean, like, I don't really want to get into that because people have different perspective on gun laws. It's almost like voting, bro. It's like
people are so separated on it,
but it's like, see if man, it's lucky that he did have a weapon on him and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because imagine
Not lucky, but I'm just
it
thankful.
is honestly because like the meth man was probably so out of his mind that like maybe he would have just ran away and done nothing. But if he already killed somebody, who knows who else he would have hurt?
It's just good that he brought it with him. You know.
Yeah, and I just can't believe that 12-year-old kid was smart enough to be like, toss me the gun, and then he got it and then got the shot right. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know, I'm like, you want to teach your son or kid as young as you know,
like how to protect themselves, and but like that's such a young age to be like to have your wits about you and not lose your cool in a situation. That's true. I mean, I honestly I've smoked so much weed I can't really remember being 12, but I'd like to think that I would have kept my cool and been able to like get it together to be able to
I
help.
definitely would be freaking out. I know what you're saying about that. I would definitely be like, what the fuck is going on, and probably run over to my mother before anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to like stay calm enough to like think like, oh, I should have him toss the gun. I think I probably would have just ran in and tried to like tackle or something.
Some good instincts.
Yeah, shout out to him and rest in peace to the mom.
Rest in peace. But that's a fuck.
It's horrible, dude. It's
so
I always have this issue of like going into these crazy things and then like trying to pivot out of it to the other stuff.
Why did you have to start it with that?
I don't know. I just like, because we want to keep these people attention. I mean, it's fucked up. Like, not that like this is some like we're not trying to make like fun out of this or make entertainment out of it. But like I figured we would open with that because it's like people are probably gonna listen to that full story. But
it's crazy when you know someone that just went.
Yeah, dude, because you always feel like, oh, like there's some crazy stuff happening over there, but it's not in my life, or there's not crazy stuff happening around me. But as you grow up, more and more of that stuff.
How small the world is.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just wild. I'm gonna like talk about a couple things I want to talk about, and then we can talk about some stuff with the brand and like some things that have been happening behind the scenes. But did you hear about? Do you know who Hasbulla is?
Yeah.
First of all, I've always loved the guy. I think he's hilarious, and I don't know a whole lot about him, so don't
Didn't he
come at
just
me.
come to America or something like that for the first?
He goes back and forth like to and from America all the time, I
Oh,
think.
I thought
But
it was like a first time thing or something.
I don't know. Maybe it was, but I know that he linked up with Full Send / Nelk, whatever you want to call them, the people who do the YouTube videos
Nelk
and
Boys is my shit.
yeah, exactly. We've been fucking with them since they were like small
Yeah,
YouTubers.
yeah, yeah.
It feels good to be able to say that. Like
It's yeah.
I remember them when they were just doing pranks.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like
School
huge,
pranks, bro, or like the bong and all that shit.
Isn't it insane that like these people went from like smoking weed inside of a school pranks on
College
YouTube
yeah.
to interviewing the president and like
It's so wild.
having
Have
all
their own beer.
yeah, dude. Shout out Happy Dad. I still want to try it, but I don't think it's got to that many stores in Ohio yet. But it's their growth is insane, dude. Like I still have a shirt with Jesse's mugshot on it, and I don't even know if Jesse's a part of it anymore. They've went through a couple different people that were a part of that, and then got either kicked out or left. I don't think Jesse's a part of it, and if he is, I think he's like more behind the scenes now because you don't really see him that much. But
I've always fucked with Steve. Steve will do it.
oh yeah, he's hilarious. But Jesse used to be like the Marquise to like Scheuneman brand, like you know what I mean? Like he was. There was like he was there were like two main guys, except with Scheuneman there's three, but like there were two main guys. It was Kyle and Jesse.
Yeah.
And then Jesse's like not even a part of it anymore. But that won't happen with us.
No.
And then there was 905 or 90, but he got canceled for like doing some real fuckboy shit. He texted like Kyle's sister and tried to hook up with her.
Damn.
And, like he was like texting underage girls, I think, and if you watch the videos, whenever Nino was in the videos, you can kind of see he was kind of a weirdo. But they ended up kicking him out because he kept trying to fuck with one of their sisters, which like sounds like a bad joke, but that's like actually what happened. So
that's fucked.
Recently, Hasbulla, since he's like becoming more and more popular, people come for people who are. It seems like once you get famous or popular enough, people are going to try and come for you and cancel you.
Yeah.
And I just wait till that shit happens to us. It's going to be so ridiculous. I wonder what it's going to be. It's going to be like some dumb shit. I already know. But anyway, Hasbulla's gotten big enough to where people just they made their first attempt to try and cancel him. And
what for?
It was I read this headline and it was like Hasbulla's getting canceled for mistreatment of his cat. And it was like it said like there was this video that surfaced of him doing horrible things to a cat. And I was like, oh, come on, like fuck, like I don't want to see him torture a cat.
Nah.
And I had like all these bad thoughts, and I was like, I hope that it's not like bad. And then I do some digging, and I find the video, and this shit is ridiculous, dude. Like,
what do you mean?
I'm not saying that it's okay what he did, but it was totally blown out of proportion. Like,
okay.
People made it sound like he was like torturing this cat. Like
Yeah.
they were literally like, we're gonna cancel him. He's abusing animals. He's doing this. He's doing that. They made it sound like he was doing like horrible things. You find the video. It's literally he literally like pinches the ear like this and like pulls it like a little bit. The cat doesn't even really meow. Like it. You know how if you hurt a cat, it'll be like. Like it'll tweak out. Like it'll let you know you're hurting it. I don't even think it made a noise. So he barely pulls its ear for like a second. It like kind of like scampers away like into a different room around the corner. Not even like sprinting, just like walks away. And then he like says something to it in his little baby voice, and he like pats it on the head. Like kind of, like he went like I'll say he went a little too far, but I'm telling you like. I do not think this cat was even hurt.
Yeah.
And like I think it's just mostly about the fact that people didn't even give him a chance. They were just like, we found this video. He's abusing an animal. It's horrible. Cancel. And then in reality, he's just like, pinch. Like, and so it was barely anything. And he came out and said that same thing. He was like, dude, what are you guys talking about? The cat was misbehaving. If I didn't love the cat, I wouldn't have it in my house. That cat is my favorite animal. Like, this is ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, that's me.
That's
just funny because I give my cat little whoopings for fun, and he spreads his
exactly.
toes and everything, like fucking loving that
And
shit.
you can tell if you're hurting a cat. They will like scream and hiss and meow.
Yeah.
This cat didn't even meow. I really don't think it even did. And like, it's just like it's fucked up if you abuse an animal. But I'm sitting here like this is not even abuse, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's and yeah. So I think he'll be cool on that. But I just think I saw that headline and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Some things just really get blown out of proportion. That's the thing, though, is how does it get to that point, and people are just like, yeah, we see it this way.
I think it's because people try to put out a narrative. Like, there'll be, like, someone that doesn't like to see him being successful or something like that, and then they try to put out a narrative to try and bring him down. And, like, there's so many people with so many different opinions that like all these people just clash and they want to argue and fight about what's right and what's wrong. It's just, I don't know. I'll show you the video. Like, you guys can look it up and tell me if I'm crazy. Like, it just seems like one of the biggest examples of people blowing something out of proportion just to try and take somebody down from where they are at. And
did you ever see that Netflix series? It's like Don't Fuck with Cats or something like that.
Dude, that is insane, bro. Like that guy can get canceled and executed for all I care. That shit was, for people who don't know, it's like this documentary about this guy who like, what do you like suffocate cats in a bag and like he killed cats and then moved on to killing
left
people.
Left them in cages and like burn them and stuff or some crazy shit. Yeah, so
this dude was like posting it and like taunting people like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
And he thought he was anonymous, but then someone found.
Yeah, there was like a huge group of like internet detectives that were like looking at every little detail and trying to find out his information. Because when you see somebody do like something that horrible to an animal or really any living thing, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get your ass. Like, imagine how good it must have felt to like catch that guy.
I just finally, like can't do no more,
Yeah, because getting justice for something is like unfortunately very rare, and then also being able to get it for yourself or get it when you really want it is just so satisfying. Like there's people like broken into my house and stolen shit from me, and I have no way of knowing who did it. And I think back at times like that, like just I don't even like. Part of me is like, yeah, of course I want to catch him, and of course I want to like get justice that way. But mainly, I just want to know who the fuck who did it. Like, and that feeling of like wanting to know so bad, and then finally finding out must be so satisfying. Because like I said, people have broken into my house, and I found out a couple of times who it was. But then like, there's other times that I don't know who did it, and then people who have broken into my car and stolen my favorite hoodie. I don't know who did that. I don't like just crazy shit. And it just to get justice or even find out the identity of someone doing something like that, it's just we gotta feel amazing. And then you come to I went to the police with like one of those things, and they literally are just like, I don't know.
We'll make a report.
Yeah, we'll make a report, but I can't really, I can't confidently say that we'll be able to do really anything. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go put somebody in jail for smoking a joint. Yeah, sorry. Don't get me started. That shit's so annoying. I wanted to go on a little bit of a rant because, yeah, I'm going to go into a rant because it kind of has something to do with what we were just talking about, and then it's going to transition, I think, nicely into some good news that we wanted to talk about. Speaking of people kind of wanting to, like, they see success and, like, shitty people just want to drag those people down or get them canceled or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm just, ever since, like, I've started, like, well, since we began this brand, we've always taken it seriously. So I don't want to make it sound like that was something that happened recently, but like when I started taking this seriously, and like when we started doing the show, and then even more so when we started like approaching guests and trying to market and network with people, I've just noticed that certain people like will be like, they'll judge you for like not only like judge you and not really show any kind of support for like you doing you and wanting to like do something for yourself, or like they'll like judge for, or just kind of like give shitty remarks at like us doing our thing, or like us trying to do something creative, like just be like making jokes about it, which is one thing, and it's just like that's annoying.
Yeah, shit.
But then also I've had people who like will see me kind of being nice or showing support towards somebody else doing their thing, like a musician, for example. And it's like I do that because I respect people like working on their craft, but also I'm trying to network and have, like get to know more people and have more people on the show. So when I'm trying to show support to other people and like say even the littlest nice thing to people about like what they're doing, and then it's like, oh, you're riding their dick or you're doing that. It's like, dude, it shit just bothers the fuck out of me, because it's like, bro, when did it become lame or wrong or dick riding to like have some respect for somebody for doing what they want to do, or like even showing the littlest bit of support? Like, why is that something that's like wrong, or like I don't even know where I'm going with it, but
I don't know. If you felt left out of a picture too, you'd call someone a lame dick rider, wouldn't you?
well, what do you mean?
I'm just making a joke.
It's-
They're left out, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's a weird way to show that emotion of like
yeah, you
being
just
like
get upset. From not
like down on
seeing
yourself
that.
maybe, and then being like, oh, I don't like how that person is kind of trying
That's
to
the thing.
believe in themselves.
There's different ways people feel good about themselves. There's the joking around bowling type deal, which it's
Which
not
I've never
bowling to
understood.
them, but like people really will. Like I've had people literally shit talk me in a joking matter, and I just sit
They
there and laugh in their
camouflage it with
face,
joking.
like, yeah, you're funny, bro. Like,
Yeah,
just like.
they try to hide it underneath like, oh, it's a joke. What, you can't take it as a joke?
Yeah, and then you get
Oh, you're being a dick.
Not even being upset or anything, but if you joke back, they're like, "Oh, what? What's up your fucking ass?" Or
They
something
can
like.
never take it.
Yeah.
They can always dish it out, but as soon as you give them a little bit of what they're giving back, it's like,
Oh,
what,
yeah.
dude?
What-
Why are you
you got
being
an
an
attitude.
asshole? Or why are you freaking out? It's like, dude, I thought we were joking.
That's when I start to go, what the fuck, bro? Like you just confuse the shit out of me. Like, I'm
Yeah, because
lost
I
right
thought
now.
this was a joke, and now you're saying that it's not a joke when it's at you. That's
the fuck
it's
just
funny how that
happened?
works. It's so goofy. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of. I was thinking about that today. And I was just like, God damn it, I hate some people, and part of me feels like I'm gonna end up getting shit for this, but
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't
that
care.
too.
Um,
I mean, there's ups and downs to everything. I don't know. You do
just
what
wanna
you want to
say-
do. You do what you love. If people.
That's all we're
Don't
trying to
feel the
do. We're
same.
trying to do what we want to do and like make a life for ourselves and do something that's enjoyable for work, and not like just work for somebody else.
Not
doing
even for
some
work.
boring
This
job.
is, this is fun.
Exactly.
Fun we enjoy.
That's what I'm getting at.
like talk like people who go and like talk to like audiences and stuff like that. It's typically like what we're doing. We're talking to an audience, and and it's
And it's a part of something bigger even. Like I genuinely wanted to do the show because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I enjoy doing it, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to do, like with fucking my best friend.
hell yeah.
So, but then on top of that, like it serves its purpose, like, and we've only just scratched the surface of what this can do
And who's-
for the bigger brand
What
and
could
everything.
there could be many more things we do. Just we got the brand, the podcast, and we do the music videos. We do all kinds of stuff. Next thing you know, we could be vlogging. We could be
Yeah, it could
doing
go
all
down whatever avenue we want
all kinds
because
of
we have
stuff.
that freedom.
Yeah.
But which transitions into another thing I wanted to talk about is like, it's I don't even know where to start. Like first of all, it's felt really amazing. Just like, it's not like we're not even at 1,000 views on a video yet, but it still is. Well, we have the music video and the promo video, but other than that, like, even the little level up that I've felt with these recent videos ever since the Ohio Fest, It's even that just feels so amazing and cool.
Got
And
a pretty big jump in subscribers too. We were like, I mean, it's not
we're
a
at like
lot.
60 or 70, and then now we're
No.
at like 113 or something.
Yeah,
But
it's a big jump for us. I mean,
you can even, it's just the fact like you can truly see it. It's like a bit of a level up, and it's just like, oh, some of the work is paying off, and then also like,
best word for me to describe is like exciting. It's just it gets me pumped, you know.
yeah,
like,
because it's just a
more and
small
more.
step into like what we're reaching for. And I wanted to first of all thank you to the people who have been
Thank
tuning
you,
in
thank
and showing support, but also like
There's much
shout
more to
out
come.
Ohio Fest. Like I really don't know if we've had the opportunity to like say this in the right way, but like really that was like one of the first things that I not only like it was a good opportunity for us, but it also like showed more people what we're doing, and like it was a great networking opportunity, and it was a fun time. And
It went way. I mean, like the way me and Jew went in wasn't as smooth, I would say, because we weren't as ready as we thought we were. I would say, but the whole like afterwards, like everything just coming into place and play just was so smooth. We got in connections with a lot of people. A lot of people liked what we were doing. It felt great. It was like amazing, but also stressful at the same time because we were like we wanted this to be so perfect because this is our first time. We don't know
yeah,
what we're doing. We didn't know how we should set up. We were trying to figure out how we should be set up for everybody and if they would like it or not. And we just wanted to make sure everybody's having fun, you know.
in a way, it almost reminds me of how the whole podcast has gone. Is like
Yeah.
we started off like kind of trying to get our footing and having like high expectations for ourselves, but then as it progressed, we were like getting used to it and getting comfortable, and then things just started to get better and better.
Exactly.
And I wanted to like kind of go through kind of what happened. Like first of all, like just a couple of key things. Like we had that interview with the founders of Ohio Fest. That was great and fun. And I think on the episode is when we made the plan to go and interview the people who were performing at Ohio Fest.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. We got that set up, and then when we got there, it was like first of all we went there to do like a whole scouting of the environment and figure out where we were going to do it at. We found the spot, and then when we pulled up there that night to really do it, it was just so cool because Cole came out to help us like get stuff in and like
Shout out Cole.
yeah, shout out Cole. Check his episode out. He's been on a couple times, but yeah, he helped us get stuff in and set up and all that. But even he saw how cool it was when we walked in, and all the people working there at Ohio Fest were just like so helpful.
Oh, so helpful.
And
Shout out to everybody.
like literally, we're walking in there with our arms just full of equipment, and they're like opening doors for us, showing us the way, and being like, "Here's this, here's that. If you need anything, we're here. Just let us know."
Yeah.
So that was super cool. And then we ended up getting set up in the green room in the back of Ohio Fest, which is a place where artists are supposed to be able to go and like hang out in between performances and like to have their stuff at and everything.
And that's the start of like the main like stress, like because we didn't want to be in the way.
Yeah, because we were told like, yeah, you can use this space to record in. Just make sure it's cool with everybody else that's going to be using this space, and it was cool with 99% of the people, but like it caused a little bit of stress because there's people coming in and out all the time. You can see in one or two of the episodes, I started to get a little pissed off because I'd be trying to like, get into my flow of like asking these questions and starting a conversation, and there'd just be people walking in. Is this the bathroom? Can I get a hot dog? Like just people not knowing where they were, and they just like walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out. And then they'd start to pile up and watch, which is cool, but it was just like, there's a lot of commotion going on right behind me.
And the live audience, though, shout out to all the people that stayed in there.
That was hilarious,
awesome.
Dude. We have
Freaking
at one point with the VBM interview, we literally had like 20 people just watching off camera. It was like it got a little hectic because like Kells and all, pretty much everybody would just every now and then like talk to the people off camera without mics, but it was still really cool. And
that would be fun to have like a stage of people like where we're sitting on stage recording like how we are now, and then
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of a live podcast before, right?
Well, yeah, but like,
because that's something we could be doing down the line. Is
you're
like
doing it, that'd be
we'll get a venue and then literally do a podcast on stage, and then you're supposed to kind of like bring in some heavy hitter people, like guests, to do it with and to like surprise people with, and that would be fun to
do a
do.
little switch up, do like extra stuff off camera in front of guests that
Yeah, exactly. And so we'll probably do that at some point down the line once we get our footing. It would be so cool to like do it at the Newport or whatever.
Dude, that'd be so fun.
That's like because I remember the first time I got to even take pictures in like the little security area at the Newport, and being able to be on that stage, a place that we used to go to watch concerts as kids, like that would be sick. But yeah, so just a couple key things, like the fact that everybody was super helpful getting us in there to the Ohio Fest, and then also there was one funny moment when there was this like 8-minute interview that we'd never released with a guy that we're probably going to have on the show in the near future. I think his name's Pico Baby. I think he's like a producer and a rapper, I want to say. He was like a young kid. He was like 17 or 16. And we were kind of talking to him because we were trying to rack up as many interviews and episodes as we could.
Met Dot, right?
Yes. I think he hit up Quan Dot and was like, hey, can we link up or do something? And they ended up linking up. And he was sitting on for one of the episodes that we did put out, but he didn't really get to like talk much. And so we were doing an episode with just like one-on-one with him, trying to record one. And we got about like 8 to 10 minutes in. And then all of a sudden the people kind of running Ohio Fest were like walked up and they were like, hey, so there's about to be, I don't know if they said right up, but they were like, there's about to be some people coming in and you guys are going to need to stop. So probably just like wrap up what you're doing and stop for a second. And at first I was like, wait, are we like done for the night now? Like, are we fucked? And so I had to figure that out. We had to like stop and everything. And I walked up to him. I was like, hey, so like, are we going to be able to get back in here to like keep going? And they're like, yeah. There's just some people that need to use this space for until they perform. And I was like, oh, okay. And then let's just say if there were 20 people watching us off camera in the VBM interviews, then that means there would have had to been like 30 to 40 people that flooded the room. Like,
when that person came in?
When like 2 minutes after they told us to wrap up, they really meant that shit because the room we were recording in filled. Like, I mean, like literally wall to wall, like no space whatsoever.
Even wrap up for real. We were like,
the stuff was still there.
I remember
just chilling. One of us had to be in that room at all times to watch the shit, because we didn't even have the time, and we knew we were gonna be right back. So we were just like, all right, we'll just watch it. I'm talking no space, like barely could breathe, and then just the room flooded, and it was. I don't even care. It was Auntie Gail and her crew of people, and she just was rolling with an entourage, and it was filling that room. And so we couldn't record until they were going on stage. And at one point, it was funny because at one point somebody had mentioned, because I had reached out and we were talking about possibly doing an interview with Auntie Gail.
It would have been sweet.
It would have been cool, but like I wasn't like. That wasn't my number one focus, especially when the room filled like that. And so one of her like managers or whatever you want to call them heard somebody saying like, oh, are you the guy doing the interview? Like talking to us. He thought that I was like trying to do an interview right then and there, which I wasn't even trying to do.
It was kind of an awkward moment right there because it was just out of the blue. Like,
he goes, he starts hearing somebody talk about an interview and he's like, what interview? And I'm like, I'm not trying to do an interview, but I had talked about possibly doing one. And he like cuts me off. Right. He was like, no, we're not doing an interview. No. I didn't even see a list of questions. What are you talking about? No. We're not doing an interview today. And I was like, okay, dude. I wasn't even asking to do one. Somebody was talking about it and I'm trying to explain to you, they're talking about the fact that I had brought it up earlier, but like it's not even my concern right now because we couldn't even do it with all these people in here. And he's like, oh, okay, my bad. We can work something out later on. And they ended up like reaching out and like trying to work something out, but I don't know, it may or may not happen just because of the fact that like it's all love, but I was kind of the way just like no, not. Like I was just like, that's kind of, you don't need to be like that. But yeah, so there was that moment where the room just filled up and everything. We ended up getting the room back, interviewing Crash
Yeah.
and Quandot, which like that's like a big milestone. I don't know about you. I'm sure you feel the same way, but that's a big milestone for me because
sure.
I remember being a kid
Like
and
14,
listening to
13.
Doobie and Crash Minotti
Yeah.
and being like, what the fuck? Like, these people are from our area. Like, they're getting big and like getting bigger. And so like, and he's like I mean, it feels weird to be like, oh yeah, he's a celebrity, but I mean, I think it's pretty, you can call him like he's a celebrity. And so it was like really cool to be able to have that conversation with him and exchange numbers and talk about possible projects and everything. And like the fact that, what are we, like a year in and we got that down. So that was,
We're improving. Like we're taking big steps, bro, and I love it. And it's way different from when we first started. Yeah, I mean, even from when we
Big
did the
time.
podcast in Polaris, that was a start to it for real. And then doing what? That's our first event at Ohio Fest, right? Like
yeah.
our first
And
real event.
I don't know how many beans they can spill, but I think you can maybe, no, you didn't say anything.
No,
I'm
I
just
hit
saying,
the mic on my chin.
oh,
I knocked
try not to
myself
chip a
out almost.
tooth.
Yeah.
but yeah, we might be pulling up to a possible sequel to Ohio Fest. I think I'm allowed to say that. I can't say much more, but I think there's going to be a second one, guys. So if we may be involved in that as well. We'll see. Also, a little behind the scenes. If you can tell that I still don't have the sign back because thank God one of the Ohio Fest people, I think Cade, has the sign in his house still.
The sign.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up soon, but he's on vacation, so
I got
I'm
the
just
sign
waiting.
hanging in my bedroom. Speaking of
Yeah,
bedroom,
we have another one. Yeah, homie just moved in, and the time in between our last solo ep, it's pretty sick. I'm excited. You only stayed the night once, but there's.
yo,
much
I'm all
more.
over the place.
It's gonna be
just like you. You.
Oh, dude, I get it. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, because for a second I was like, bro, when is he gonna actually like stay here? Like, does he not want to be here? And then I was like, oh wait, yeah. Like, not only are you like hanging out with certain people, that's probably easier and like preferable to like be hanging out there and spending the night, but also like I do that shit all the time too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm in and out the house, and like I may go 2 days without even going home. So I totally get it. But yeah, homie moved in, and it's the big Scheuneman crib now, and that's been
Officially.
fun. Yeah, official.
Shit, I mean, like, this has been a thing for a grip
Yeah,
now,
it's
but
been
I'm a fish.
In the making for what,
fish.
2-3 months probably.
Longer.
Yeah, probably longer than that. It's been an idea, and then I'd say it's been in the making for like 2 months. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, this is random, but I'm super excited because it's weird for me to be this excited about this, but there's a guest that I pretty much lined up that'll be coming on soon that is like, I mean, he's not a celebrity, but he's kind of like a local celebrity. Do you know who he is?
No.
Dude, he's I'm trying to save some work for. I talked to him about coming on the show, and he's down. But by the way, the only things that need bleeped is just like who it is, and then the fact that he's a. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this.
I talked to him about coming on, and then the thing I haven't talked to him about, but the thing that I would be interested in doing is like having him bring some things on for us to try.
Fuck yeah.
Because that would be sick. But like I bought off
Dude.
him for my birthday, like one time.
Yeah. Sorry.
Killer food.
Yeah.
But
What'd you get?
I think I got like surf and turf. So it was like I think I got steak and shrimp, and then like macaroni and cheese or something.
Oh,
But
bro.
if you look at his Instagram, it's just filled with like beautiful
You
pictures.
gotta make him something, and then hopefully he'll bring something.
Yeah, maybe we'll hook him up with like a sticker or something.
A sticker?
But,
No, I'm talking about making some food, bro.
Oh, that guy. Okay,
gotta do
I thought you were talking about like
Scheuneman
make him
shit.
like an outfit or something. Like, you know how it
Make
works.
him a
in Italy.
dope ass Scheuneman apron for when he's. I can't wait till we get shit like we could just do.
Once
shit
we have
like
our
that,
production
bro.
more in line and we can do things like
Bro.
that, but it takes so much time to get things made.
Then you have to get it made, and it's from Italy.
Yeah, literally. Shout out Scheuneman brand because, dude, I'm so excited for what's to come. Like, we've been waiting for talk about you moving in the making for that long. We've had this big ass thing in the making for like almost creeping up on a year.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. It just takes so fucking long to get your things beautifully made in Italy with the purest of materials and thinking of every detail and every little thing, making sure that it's perfect for the people. That just takes so much
But
time.
that shit is so amazing though. It's like
We're this close.
that feeling right there. It's like once you get there, it's just like, bro.
It's gonna feel it's gonna feel amazing to announce it. It's gonna feel amazing to talk about it. It's gonna feel amazing to wear it. And plus, speaking of the podcast and the podcast growing, I have like a big old list of guests that I'm literally like have approval. They're down to come on, and it's just this big list of heavy hitter guests that I'm saving for our press run when that happens.
Yes.
But it's gonna be big things are on the way, and we've been up to some really big things. So it's just been exciting. We might do another one of these before we get back into having more guests on.
We should have this as a little segment thing. You know, we'll do guests and then.
Well, we're always going to be coming back to the roots of like what started the show. Because like I love having people on, and I'm probably going to grow to enjoy it more. But really the thing that's the most fun for me is just like chopping it up with you and just talking about random shit, how we usually do. So
I love doing our little things like the pops and like setting off fireworks in the house, you know, and like maybe slapping each other.
And just the random conversations and stuff.
Fleshlights.
Yeah, we'll bring fleshlight. Shout out fleshlights. So yeah, it's been crazy. It's been fun having. Well, yeah, back to Ohio Fest. It was cool because, like, you alluded to this, but when we were there, Cole was, like, helping us out and everything, and he was there and, like, in the green room with us, and we would be recording an episode, and then people would just be rushing Cole, being like, hey, I'm trying to get on the show. Can I, like, how do I get on the show? Like, they treated him like our publicist
he got a whole bunch
or
of people that.
He has, like, this list of people that want to come on.
Yeah.
A couple of them we've had on now.
If we had a time lapse of Cole that night, that would be fucking amazing.
Oh, dude, he went from 100 to fucking 420 because he was gonzo by the end of the night. Gone. He needed to get a ride home. Yeah, dude. People dosed him up.
He was iffy in the beginning, but once he got in, bro, he loved it. He enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, he didn't know if he was gonna enjoy it, but by the end of the night, he was like, "Bro, thanks for bringing me out. Like that was a fun time. Like I had a blast, and like I didn't expect it to be like that, and nor did I, but." It was really fun, and it's just set us up to like have this growth period that we've had, and we're excited to keep it up with the guests, and it's just crazy to me that like people are hitting us up now to come on. Like if it sounds like bragging, I really don't mean it to be. Like I'm trying to be like humble and appreciative.
Bro. This is big steps. These are big steps, man.
But I'm still like reaching out to people to have them on, obviously, but like also I'm not used to like the amount of people who are reaching out to us now to come on the show, and it's just been really cool.
It'd be a little different. You're like, yeah, I'm about to have this person on. Hi.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. You don't got no gas. Yeah, that's not what it is. It's just like
excited, man. Like this is big, Tess.
Yeah, so we're just excited for the future, really.
This is a fast episode for me, honestly. It just went by.
It's been enjoyable, but it's just funny because like I think all I really
did miss this,
I've been missing. I was excited to get back in it with you.
Yeah, me too.
But I'll do
I miss the hot chips and ice cream bars. So.
Yeah, we got some. Oh, bro, I have to talk about this. The last thing we tried to taste on the last guest we had on was Dijon. And that was the last episode we recorded too. For a while, we had this big batch of episodes, and we were like just chilling on.
Yeah,
them.
we're keeping up. We were on.
We're gonna have to build up our stack now because now we're recording live like 2 days before. But back to the basics. But I just gotta say, I had talked about it in the description, but I don't know how many people actually read that. Yeah, last episode, I just had to fight through it. I was hurting. I had a migraine for like 90% of it, and then. Right towards the end, when I thought I had made it all the way through, I just started sweating in my face and just like my stomach started hurting. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. I literally, right before we whipped out the Peeps Pepsi, I was like, yeah, Give me a second. I literally, you edited it out nice, but I literally went into the bathroom and threw up. And surprisingly,
Couldn't even tell.
that's my second time throwing up during a podcast. And all
But you're also one of those dudes that like, or one of those people. I don't even know why I said dudes. One of those people that fucking like you don't hold that shit. Like you don't take that shit. You get that shit out once you start feeling like.
Usually, like if I feel sick to my stomach, I'll just get.
Damn, Bob pissing with the damn door open.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he was just staring at me off camera, like I don't notice it, and then he pees while we're recording. It's just a really nice touch that he adds to the production value.
My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's probably like midnight at this point, so we'll have a part 2 to this.
For sure.
Let me think of like one more note to end things on.
What do you before we do? What do you think?
I still have to talk about fashion night out.
Yeah, we still gotta get in the fashion. Hi, Bob. How was your pee?
Haven't we? I don't. You're triggering me. I don't know how much we've talked about it on the podcast, but we recently became a part of the Columbus Fashion Council, which is another really cool big thing that has happened. It's a big honor to be a part of that. I mean, the Fashion Council is pretty much like a collection of creatives and artists and brands of like people in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
And they all come together to like help each other out. So like if you have a runway show, they'll help get you a location, help set you up with like photographers or give you input on what you should do, shit like that. And so we just wanted to like be involved in that community because I mean obviously that's what we're doing. So we want to network and get to know the other people around here that are doing it. So we joined that, and they do a lot of like cool things to connect with each other and network. And one of them is the Fashion Night Out, which is pretty much where there's like the strip of like it's like a whole block or maybe just like a street, and it's like 5 to 10 stores that are all owned by people in the Fashion Council. So like a bunch of obviously like clothing stores and there's like a home decor store and all kinds of stuff. And so Fashion Night Out, these people, everyone in the council or everyone that can make it just pop out to that strip and they go store to store and just hang out in the stores, maybe do some shopping, maybe like support, but also just hang out. Like they had like mimosas there, they had champagne, and it was a good time. Marquise was at work, so he wasn't able to make it. But it was fun, and I went with Colin, and we had a good time, got to know some people. But it was like a cold night, so it wasn't a huge turnout. So they happen every month. We're going to be popping out to the next one.
Oh, yeah.
But I copped a couple sweaters. I've been itching for some new sweaters, so it was sweet that they had some really cool stuff there. I wore one of them in the last episode. It says "man" on it. I
like it.
I met the designer of that sweater. And
really?
Yeah, he hand makes all of them.
Bro, that's...
He was a really nice guy. I wish I could remember the name, but I can't. But shout out you. But I tried on a couple of his sweaters and ended up picking that one out. I like the color of the writing and the font and everything. Sweet. But he hand makes them, like stitches them and everything.
Wow, that shit was...
I got another one to break out for the podcast too, but so yeah, we met the designer of that sweater and went into his store, and he was super nice and helpful. Exchanged numbers. I was sick, and we were there for like 2-3 hours. Only made it through 2 stores.
Damn,
we were just hanging out with people.
Like 10?
There's like I think there's like 5 or 6, but I might be wrong. I know there's at least 5.
Yeah.
Because the strip that we were on, they were like, this is a clothing store. This is a clothing store. This is a clothing store. Say this is a clothing store 5 times fast. It's difficult.
This is a clothing store. This is a clothing store. This is a clothing store.
Yeah, it's a closing store. I hope it doesn't close.
This is a clothing store.
I remember them being like, and then that 5th one down is a home decor store. So I want to check that out because we got to deck out the fucking cribs. Home decor store, horror, my horror.
Horror.
But yeah, now that you're living there, I mean, it's not like it's like we've been living in there, so we've set it up a little bit, but like we got to get together and get some fucking nice drip for the crib, so that'll be fun to check that store out. A couple of little things from that night. First of all, got lost, trapped, stuck, whatever you want to call it, in a parking garage. Me and Colin parked, and we could not figure out how to get out of this building. I don't know how to explain it, but like we couldn't tell if we were underground or on the second floor or where we were. We couldn't figure out where the exit was, where the street was. Like, it was just so weird. Like, it's not like there's not much to say. We were just like wandering around for a while, but it was a very confusing parking complex.
Not much to say, but we took a tab of ass.
Yeah, we were tripping. The walls were dripping. I didn't know where to go. Yeah, we were lost in the parking complex. We made it out. Got drunk off champagne a little bit.
Ooh,
had some Mexican food afterwards.
I was getting drunk off champagne.
I'm not a big champagne fan, and I also didn't drink a lot of it. I was just on an empty stomach, so I just had I had a glass of champagne and then a mimosa, so I got drunk half and half off those. You get drunk quick on an empty stomach, so I don't know what it's like to drink a whole bottle of champagne, but being drunk off champagne was nice, warm and fuzzy feeling.
Warm and fuzzy feeling.
But not to be weird or make anybody feel uncomfortable. I don't know the name of this person or if they know me or anything, but it's a funny part of that night. People who are in the fashion, they wear things that are out there, and we love clothes that are out there. And,
oh yeah,
no problem with that, none at all. But
I think that's part. Like, it's a big thing of the brand is just giving you something that is different and out there. And
well, that's the cool thing about Scheuneman is like, in one collection we might make streetwear, but then the next collection we might make clothes that are meant for a runway. We might make clothes that are meant to go to a fancy restaurant, but then the next week we might make clothes that are great for a rap concert. Like, we're not going to be put into one box. Like, we're making all kinds of clothes that we want to make, and that doesn't just stay with one particular style.
No.
So like, this collection that we're making now is going to be very different from the collection that's after that, and the collection we're making now is a lot different from the collection we made before that. So we're constantly going to be evolving our style and trying out different kinds of things like that. But anyway, there was this I was looking at sweaters through this clothing rack, and I was like, passing through them. Oh, this one looks nice. Oh, what's this one look like? And you know how a clothing rack works is you move one to the side, there's an opening, and you can like see through.
Yeah.
There was like a couple, nice ladies sitting in chairs like across the aisle from where I was looking at these sweaters. And I didn't notice before, but as I moved the sweater to the side, and I'm moving my eyes from one sweater across the opening to the next, and through the opening I look, and this girl's standing up, her titties out. Like, she was wearing this jacket that was like covering like most of half of her body, and then the other half was like way more exposing, and she had like no bra on, and so she just had like a whole titty out. That's a very weird position for me to be in, because it's like, okay, so your titties out.
Yeah.
You know that guys like titties.
Respectful to look.
Exactly. Like if I'm trying to look at what you're wearing, it's hard to look at that without also looking at your boob. But is that rude to you? Or do you want that?
I'll tell you. This is all you've got to do. You stare. She looks at you. You make eye contact. And you go, I'm an artist.
I'm an artist. I'm just inspired.
Exactly.
By your areolas.
By your titty. By
your boobs? Breastises.
Nipple. Fuck.
They're nice.
Yeah. Your shirt is nice.
See, it's a weird position to be in. I didn't know what to do, and so
I'm not hard, but
yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
I'm erect. Fuck.
Fuck.
But shout out that girl. Maybe one day I'll understand how to do those things. Put it in the comments. Are you supposed to not look at them if their tits out? Is that like...
You start crocheting. Here's the other part of your shirt.
If I was walking... That's fucked up. That's rude. That's rude. But if I was walking around public with my dick out, I'm not going to expect...
No, not your dick. Just the tip out.
Yeah, if I had the tip of my dick out, I'm not going to expect people to not, notice it. Yeah. So I have to imagine that she would have no problem with me looking at her boob. But I don't want to be rude.
No.
I wouldn't just look at boobs in public.
But we
like,
all know it'd
regularly,
be
but your
rude.
boobs out.
Would it be rude if you walked up and was like, "Nice shirt"?
I don't think so. But like in this world, I feel like people would take that the wrong way. They'd be like, "What are you trying to say? Are you trying to be like a toxic masculinity right now?" And I'm like, "No, I don't
Nice shirt.
I'm learning and I'm growing, and that's kind of the point of this episode. Episode
Yeah,
56
we're
of the Scheuneman
just
Show.
just
I was about to drop the mic and end it right there. Colin was a model for this. This girl saw him and what he was wearing and was like, "Oh, he would look good in these things that I'm trying to get pictures for. Will you model for me?" And then so she took some pictures of him like wearing some different stuff. I guess this lady designed clothes for people at the Oscars.
oh
And
shit.
so there was like pictures of like Lady Gaga wearing something that she designed at the Oscars, and then like if you swipe through, the next picture was just Colin at the store we were at. So it was kind of cool. It's like, so do you know Gaga? Like, what's the deal with that? But it was cool. So like we're running into these people that like design for big wigs and shit. So that'll be us one day.
For sure.
This has been episode 56 of the Scheuneman Show. It's midnight. We're gonna go to bed. Love you guys. Go check out the Scheuneman store. You know, new things are on the way. And anything to say, Marquise, before we sign out?
You already know.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Peace.